Howdy folks, it's time for the long-awaited video regarding Animal Jam and their potential greediness, where I'm going to answer the question, is Animal Jam money hungry? This might be a longer video, so sit back and relax and try not to get too heated because some of my opinions here might be a little bit controversial and against a lot of what's being thrown around right now. I'm going to try to approach the topic in a way that isn't super opinionated, especially considering the fact that I have been paying for reoccurring memberships since 2017-ish, so I'm personally not affected by the membership price change. However, I do acknowledge that a lot of people are, and it is upsetting a lot of people, so I'm going to try to take in other people's opinions as well as the straight facts as for what I'm going to be presenting in this video. The topics that I'm going to be covering here are the changes in membership prices, as well as other pay-to-win aspects of Animal Jam, such as the super boxes, and why Animal Jam is doing this, and why people are upset about it, as well as how I feel about the topic. Before I get started, I wanted to really quickly thank all of you guys because I've made this account, maybe a week ago or so, and I already have somehow made it over 50 subscribers, which in comparison to a lot of YouTubers out there doesn't seem like a lot, but I'm gonna be honest, going into this whole thing, I really didn't expect any more than maybe 10 or 15 subscribers, if that. This has certainly surpassed my expectations, and I'm really excited about it. Which actually, now that I think of it, is probably part of why it's taken me so long to put out a proper commentary video like this. I kind of went into this all carefree and kind of just, I'm gonna go throw my ideas out there and see what sticks, but now I have eyes on me, and so I gotta take it a little bit more seriously than I initially intended, because I want to make sure I'm delivering quality content for you guys. Anyways, that's enough of me rambling, because I know if I keep going, I can go at this for hours. Let's get on to the actual video topic, starting with the change in membership prices. If you didn't already know, last month, Animal Jam put out an announcement both on their social media page as well as in-game that they were going to be making some adjustments to membership in Animal Jam, both on Play Wild and on Classic. Looking into the topic for the website that they provided in their announcements, we learned that Animal Jam is going to be upping the price of their membership from something around the tune of $7 a month to something a lot closer to $10 a month, which upset a lot of people. It's worth noting that this membership price change is only going to be affecting users playing on mobile devices such as Androids and iPhones, as well as people playing and purchasing membership off of Steam. So people who are purchasing their membership off of the Animal Jam website directly will be able to purchase their membership at the same price before the price change. This change in price also will not be affecting players who have reoccurring membership that was purchased before the change in price. For example, since I purchased the membership and have had it recurring for so long, I won't be experiencing the change in price as my membership is already recurring. When this news first came out, it was the only thing that you heard about Animal Jam for like a week. Everywhere, players were freaking out and expressing their anger and hatred towards Animal Jam because they were making this price. And honestly, I can understand it. Because for players who are just playing the game and enjoying their membership and don't look more deeply into what's going on in WildWorks internally, this is a big change. A lot of people can hardly afford Animal Jam membership as it is, especially how the economy is right now in the United States. So upping the membership to nearly $10 a month is a big change, and a lot of players aren't able to purchase membership anymore as a result. However, I noticed that a lot of players had been taking it a little bit too far, going as far as to comment on Animal Jam's posts on Instagram and on TikTok, saying some really hateful things beyond just expressing how upset they were. A lot of people were making sort of threats, I suppose, or just downright insulting the employees that were running the pages on the social media accounts, which under no circumstances is okay. While sometimes it can be easy to forget, but the people who are running Animal Jam's social media pages are actually people too, and those people who are running the pages have no control over the changes made in-game. They're entirely separate employees, and all they can do is, if you're upset, is run the word back to their other employees. But the real question was, why are they doing this? Is Animal Jam just hungry for money and trying to squeeze every penny they can out of their player base? Or is maybe something more serious going on? Are they struggling financially? We know that Animal Jam, at least WildWorks itself, is based out of the United States, even though they have a parent company that is not in the US at all. So maybe they're just being impacted a little too hard by the shifts in the United States economy. Or maybe they're just money hungry. As it turns out, there's a genuine reason why Animal Jam is upping their membership prices on Steam and on mobile devices. That's because their app stores take a chunk of every single purchase made off of them. Let's take a look at it like this. If you post something for sale on Etsy, Etsy is going to take out a little bit of the money you make from every single sale for their own profit so they can keep running. I don't know the exact percentage of how much Etsy takes out of their sales, but for the sake of argument, let's say they take out a couple dollars. So say you post a craft for $17 and you make the sale. Instead of getting that full $17 that you listed it for, maybe you're going to get something more like $15 or $14 from the sale. Well, the same thing is happening with Animal Jam on the App Store. While you may be purchasing membership for $7 a month, Animal Jam isn't getting that full $7, which per person doesn't seem like that much money, but Animal Jam hasn't been doing very well financially, especially as of recently, which a lot of us could probably assume considering the fact that they recently sold out to Nazara. Despite this, it is still a change in price that players are going to feel and are going to get upset over. Even if there is a logical explanation as to why it's happening, I can understand why people would be upset, because they've been dealing with this percentage being taken away for their entire lifespan as a video game, and they only decided to change it now. And we can speculate all we want as to why they decided to choose now to change the prices, but my personal belief is that it's most likely because they are operating out of the United States. And if you live inside the United States, I'm sure you've noticed how things have been changing and how prices of things have been inflating lately. And not only is that going to be affecting the everyday person who's trying to get gas or buy eggs, but it is going to be affecting the companies that are operating out of the United States. Which is where another big misconception is coming in. Yes, Animal Jam was purchased by Nazara Technologies. However, the two companies, that being WildWorks and Nazara themselves, are still operating separately. Animal Jam is still running their own game. It's not being run purely by Nazara Technologies. And so, for the most part, they're still funding themselves. A lot of where the difference is coming in from before the buyout to now is that if they do go underwater, Nazara will have their back and be able to continue funding them so they can continue to function, even if they're losing profits. Which is another thing that I need to mention. Despite what a lot of people think, Animal Jam is still a company. Sure, they're being nice to their player base, and sometimes they do act like your friend, but they're really not. Animal Jam is a company trying to make money, and like any company, they're still going to go for profits as their first priority. This doesn't mean they hate their player base or that they don't care about their fans. Clearly, considering the stuff that they've been implementing in their games, like bringing back old animals and kind of catering to their more nostalgic audience on TikTok, they still care. But being a company, their primary focus is going to be to make money. And if they're not making money, which in recent years they definitely haven't been making as much as they used to, they're going to find ways to bring back those profits. Now, whether or not you want to consider that money hungry or just a company being a company is entirely up to you. But I know that I personally don't consider it money hungry, since that's kind of how most, if not all, companies work. Now, on the same vein, there's another thing that I want to talk about, that being the increase in membership prices, not for real money, but for Animal Jam's Sapphires, which is something that people seem to get even more upset over than just the base price change in dollars. This is actually something that Animal Jam attempted to do in the past. I don't remember how long ago it was, but it must have been like a year or something. Animal Jam attempted to up the price of membership for Sapphires, and there was so much backlash that they actually went back on their word and changed it back to the original price. Now, this is where I might agree if this is why you think that Animal Jam is money hungry, because the reason they're doing it is so that people aren't using Sapphires as an alternative if they were using money to purchase membership before. Because if they raise the price of Sapphire membership alongside normal membership, players who already were purchasing with money are less likely to go and start purchasing with Sapphires instead. And it means that people who were purchasing with Sapphires might be more likely to go and purchase with money. That definitely, in my opinion, wasn't something that was necessary, but is because they wanted to turn a profit. So maybe because of this, they could be considered money hungry, and I definitely wouldn't argue with you, but it could also just be Animal Jam trying to make a profit. Now, there is one more thing I wanted to talk about before ending my video. That being super boxes, which were a controversial thing from their introduction and are almost as, if not more, controversial now. If you didn't know, super boxes are an item that you purchase in-game with real money that contain an exclusive item, be it a new animal, a pet, or den and clothes items that you can only get from the super box purchased with real money, unless you want to buy it secondhand off the My Shop Explorer. Now here, unlike with the changes in membership prices, I 100% agree. I think the only reason that Animal Jam is putting these boxes out is to milk money out of their players, especially with the recent super box that had the Fab 5 token, which allowed players to get one of 5 returning animals that had been pretty hard to get your hands on in the past. Animal Jam knew that these animals were highly wanted and that people would be willing to shell out money to get them, which sets a pretty terrifying precedent for bringing old animals back for real money, which, in my opinion, is pretty scummy and is definitely more of a greed thing than a genuine need for money thing. Though it could totally be argued that it isn't that bad, considering the fact that if you really wanted the animals but didn't want to put out real money, you could just go to the My Shop Explorer and purchase it secondhand for Sapphires. But a lot of new players, or even players who don't spend their entire lives on Animal Jam, really don't have thousands and thousands of Sapphires to just throw away like that. So for my overall thoughts, I think that Animal Jam has a little bit of a greed problem. I think that a lot of players are definitely overblowing it, and for lack of a better term, feel a little bit entitled or see Animal Jam as being more human and personal than they really are, considering the fact that they're a company, and so expect a certain standard for them that they don't give. So overall, I would say Animal Jam has a little bit of a greed problem, but it's really not that bad, and most of the drama over like the membership changes is just a genuine need to turn a profit more than just trying to milk money out of people. I hope that even with my rambling, that my video was at least a little bit entertaining, or maybe you learned something new about this whole thing, and I hope y'all enjoyed it. I plan on posting another video either sometime this week or sometime next week on an entirely different topic that I don't hear talked about enough. So for now, I guess I'll see y'all around.